Please, Pokemon, go to the polls. I'm begging you.
Don't ever say that again.
Hey, I would too if I was the one who was the president of America.
Vote in my spirit. Don't write my name on the ballot because you and I will both get screwed over.
Are we gonna start this episode?
I'm gonna go ape.
Don't commit voting fraud or whatever.
Oh no! Canada's trying to interfere with the election!
Chicken fried rice, you know?
I listen to Sherlock Holmes and the sounds of murder as I go to sleep. I'm falling asleep and you hear this. You literally hear this.
Welcome to the episode where we tell you to go vote. To Pokemon, go to the polls, if you will.
Don't ever say that again.
Oh.
I
All
love
right.
how our resident Canadian is telling people to go vote in American elections.
Oh, yeah.
Underage. Can't even vote in America if you were American.
I can't vote in America, nor can I vote anywhere, in fact. However,
Maybe
those of
you
you
could.
who can should vote on my behalf.
That's called voter fraud, Matthew.
Vote in my
That's
spirit.
illegal.
Don't write my name on the ballot because you and I will both get screwed over so hard.
Write in Matthew for president.
Yes!
Do.
Yes!
I will run
Hey,
this
Parker
country
for
better.
president!
Matthew Parker for president?
Yeah.
Like, yes, but also
Emily,
please
are
don't
you
do
gonna be
that.
a campaign manager?
Yeah!
What?
Wait, wasn't
Have
it
you heard
Olivia?
Parker for president?
I haven't, no.
Have any of you?
Emily's campaign?
Yes, I
Yeah, I
have.
have.
That's why I
Okay,
said it.
great. Now you're Matthew.
I have a
think
campaign
you said what? So I'm like, great. You're Matthew's campaign manager.
Can a Canadian run for American presidency?
No.
Can I be
You
your
have
vice
to be a
president?
naturalized citizen.
Can I be your VP
Wait.
pick?
Absolutely.
Thanks.
We will run the furry candidacy.
Oh my god. No!
For context, go look at our Tumblrs. Or maybe don't, because you
Or
don't
just
need
like,
to look
yeah,
at
like
that.
maybe
Or
just
don't,
don't
yeah,
look at the
Or
Tumblrs.
don't.
Like maybe
You can make him
forget
a
that
persona and
exists.
put it on all the posters.
Forget your login. Delete
geez.
your shortcut.
Bob Ross, rest in peace. That man is amazing. I still watch an episode every single night because it helps me go to sleep.
No, seriously,
Wow.
like no cap. Really?
No cap, no cap.
Oh, I
Y'all
love
can look at my
that.
YouTube watch history. It's just Bob Ross. Like,
I think we can see how different we are there, Matthew. You watch Bob Ross when you go to sleep. I listen to Sherlock Holmes and the sounds of murder as I go to sleep. I'm falling asleep and you hear this. You literally hear this.
I put myself to
Nice.
sleep with unrealistic daydreams.
I listened to Phineas and Ferb soundtrack to fall asleep.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
Every single
concerned for
month.
all of you right now, actually, except for Matthew. That's the only like legit one I can get
I'm like,
behind.
I fall asleep to the thoughts in my mind.
No, literally.
that's terrible. That's why I watch Bob Ross.
I will be up for hours and hours and hours and hours. Like it doesn't. I have to listen to something otherwise, so that way I can give my dumb little ADHD brain just something to focus on, so that I don't sit there going, "Oh look, it's a piece of lint." 'Cause you know I will.
Too scared
How
now
can I
to even need anything besides a fan. I just need like the fan or the air conditioner blowing, and
The
then I'm
fan.
like, you know what? This is great. It has to be
Oh,
very
I
dark
used to not
and
care.
white
Yeah, it has
noise,
to
and I
be
can
My
sleep.
roommate snores.
Oh, man. Everyone, welcome to the episode that explains why we are christened Chaos.
This is
Today
gonna
we're
be
discussing
honestly worse than the first debate.
this. Ooh.
All right.
That hurt.
We should have a function on Discord where as soon as somebody starts talking, everyone else gets immediately muted.
Yes.
Oh dear. That would we wouldn't get any words in at all. It would just be like everyone getting muted every second because we all kept trying to talk.
Yes.
I mean that in the nicest possible way. You guys are amazing.
And I meant the debate thing in the nicest possible way too. I meant worse than that in the sense that we're all like interrupting each other. But we're not doing any of that with like, bad intentions.
More moments later.
Are we gonna start this episode?
I was just
Yeah, we
saying, guys, are
probably
we ready
should.
to start?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll read the wiki. I'll read the wiki.
All right.
I
Okay.
gotta introduce everybody.
Oh, that's right. Go ahead and do that.
Who do we
I
have?
forgot.
All right.
Everyone.
Welcome back, everybody, to Adventures in Absurdity. And this might just be our most chaotic episode yet. We'll have to see. This week we've got Abby, Matthew, Emily, Grace, Jamie, and Emma. Woo!
Woo!
Hey.
So many people. It's like the Hype House, but better. Sorry.
We are reviewing a single vote because it is election time.
Woo!
Woo!
Kind of.
If you're in America, at least. I mean, you never know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just
We're all
assume
yes.
most of y'all are in America.
And if not, we love you still.
Yes.
Probably more.
As we love our resident Canadian, and what do we call Abby? She's not really British, but she is at the same time.
You're kind of
She's
a
British
resident
enough.
here, eh?
She's British.
She sounds British enough.
You got the
Like there are
accent down,
things
so I
that she
think
will
it's
say, and she will sound a little bit British.
Abby just doesn't speak.
Did someone just get kidnapped? What was all that noise?
It sounded like a body being dragged down the
It
stairs.
did. That's what I asked.
Who's the imposter?
Oh,
It's me because I'm here against my will. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. I haven't listened. You guys are just like, well, you're here. You should join. And I'm like, but I haven't
I
listened.
haven't listened
Listen to
either.
it
It's
either.
fine. It's fine. I just pretend to know what's going on.
Yeah, some of us are not
Just an
prepared.
absurdity.
I promise
Listen
I
to
won't
a single vote.
It's about the electoral
haven't even-
college and gerrymandering.
Legit. Well, I haven't even been on a single episode in like weeks and weeks and weeks. So even if I did listen, I still wouldn't know what was going on. So it's fine.
I feel that. I've been on the podcast for most of the time, and I still don't know what's going on.
No one does.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Okay,
And that's
Jamie,
what
you
makes
wanna?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
to cut you off.
It's good. A single vote was written and directed by Phil Lawler and produced by Bob Luttrell. It is found in the album Three Heroes and Adventures in American History. The summary is Connie learns the wit about how every vote matters.
Ooh,
That's it.
I love how we just kind of like discount the fact that Horace was there for majority, and he's the one who kickstarts the episode. But no, it was Connie. Connie's the one who learned about it.
Yeah.
Screw her.
Horace gives a speech and then
Horace gives a speech, and then Connie goes off about politics, and then Wit goes off harder about politics.
Oh my god.
pretty accurate.
God bless you, bye.
Sounds like a political science class.
But anyway, why are we doing this episode, guys?
Because
know, I'm
the
Canadian.
election is
And yes, so
Go
get
vote.
out
Vote.
and vote.
Oh, vote.
Get out and
Oh,
vote.
Don't
Go
worry, we
vote.
will not be discussing politics, except that if you can vote, do it.
Yes, that's
Do
all
yours.
we ask, literally.
Please, Pokemon, go to the polls. I'm
Don't
begging
stop.
you.
You need to stop saying that, or I'm gonna go ape. Anyway, Emma leaves and she says, "Go vote, please. For the love of God, vote." All
As
right.
long as you
Yes.
eat.
Yes. Peace out.
Bye, Emma.
But don't
Bye.
forget voter fraud by Emma.
Yeah,
Yeah,
don't do
please
that
don't
either.
vote
Okay.
for
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Just for clarification, AIA does not support voter fraud.
Adventures in Absurdity, the only place where we can start an episode about going to vote and somehow end up on a 10-minute tangent about Pokemon.
I mean, that is.
Oh wait, I was the one who
we've
started
been
it. My
on
bad.
here for like 45 minutes and hardly gotten through
That
the
has the same
episode.
energy Matthew, as me before being like, I can't find my headphones. Wah. Oh wait, I'm sitting on them.
Honestly, oh man. All right, so should we get into the episode?
So people who have actually listened to it, take control here.
All right.
So, the episode opens up with Horace giving his speech about, I believe it's like student council or something, and he's like,
Yeah,
listen
student
up,
body.
everyone. Yeah, student body. He's like, listen up, everyone. Election is important, and you should vote for me. And he's like, man, this speech really stinks. Mr. Whitaker, you got any little tips? And Connie's like, ugh, I'm so sick and tired of hearing about politics, which I have never related to Connie harder. I am so
That's kind of the mood, to be honest.
right. But yeah, and and Wit's like, oh, but you voted support. She goes, Wit, I'm 16. Like,
I'm just
I
16.
literally have nothing to do with America, and it's like, oh, well, I can change your mind, and then 10 minutes, and it's just John Schumacher changing history, and me listening to it and just thinking about the election of 1800. It's up to Hamilton.
I think there's a mix of genres here. I'm not actually so sure that that's in Odyssey. I'm sorry, like to be that person, but
That was one of the best summaries I think we've ever had on our AA.
And that's the episode.
And that
Thanks
was
for
a
listening,
single-
everybody.
You had to choose. You had to choose.
Yeah, that's literally
feel
all
like-
my notes were. But it's fine.
that's so funny.
Okay,
Yeah.
but also, this is back when they had old episodes and they had the cool openings. Instead of Chris just being like, "Hi, let's listen," it was like, "Hi, I'm at the Lincoln Monument. The Lincoln Monuments can talk."
Oh
Yeah.
Good old days.
yeah.
And then they don't do anything with it. Abraham
It's
Lincoln
amazing
just
what
like,
you
all
can
right,
do with
Chris, play
radio."
the theme. Like, all right.
She's like, "Mr. President."
Whoa,
Yeah.
Mr. President, you can talk? Yes, Chris, because this is radio and we can do what we want.
That's crazy. I remember that.
I'm actually curious though. Would he still be technically considered Mr. President? Because Obama, like Obama's no longer president.
Well,
But we
Obama's
still
not
call him
dead.
Mr. President. No,
they still call Biden Mr. Vice President.
yeah. So once you've become president,
Really?
it's not like you're still referred to as Mr. President, or hopefully one day Miss or Mrs. President.
Yeah.
And then like Mr. Vice President.
Okay,
Yeah. So like you still earned that title,
right. So,
and
so
like
it's like
you're
sir.
still given that title and respect.
Kind
Yes,
of.
you're
Right.
kind of president forever.
So you get it's a title to be obtained, not a title. That's not a job title. It's a title, not a job title.
Yes.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, and like it's sitting president. There's a difference between like
Yeah.
president and then there's a sitting president.
Oh, okay. So then Trump would be sitting president as of immediately
Yes.
before the election.
As
Okay.
of
Mm.
October 25th. Yes.
And yes. Up until and possibly including whatever election day is. And anyways, we're not going to talk about politics. We're just
So
telling
Matthew,
people to
that's
go vote.
also the thing
Yes.
in American. Actually, so if Biden were to win, Trump would be the president until January like 8th or something, and then they have like the swearing in. So you're still
Inauguration.
president for like a month and a half or 2 months after you
Okay.
the inauguration. Yes.
Right. Swearing in, Biden just walks up to a pulpit, curses at the top of his lungs, and walks off.
Oh,
Hey, I would too if I was the one who was president of America. If they asked me to be the president, I get up on that stand and I look out and see the state of America. I think I'd do the exact same thing.
Oh,
Happy's
gosh.
like, I don't want to run this mess of a show.
Yeah, I'd just be like,
I just want to chill in my living room and listen to Odyssey. Is that too much to ask?
I know.
that's such a mood, though, honestly. All right.
Yeah.
So,
The episode. We're reviewing an episode.
We're reviewing an episode. Yeah, that's why we're here.
Okay, so Connie is like, yeah, politics are stupid. Which like, no, they're not. Vote. And he's like, let me tell you a story. And
It's story time.
Horace Higginbottom says, wow, if they were alive today, he'd be dead, which might be my favorite quote.
oh, that was so funny.
Wow, if he was alive today, he'd be dead.
No, you know when this is like going back a little bit when Tom was like, "Oh yeah, Horace, I liked your speech. That was a real barn burner." I'm like, "No, don't say that." No. It was
2 albums later.
playing there like, "No."
That's so
Richard
funny.
Maxwell peeks around the corner. That's a good idea.
Richard Maxwell.
Don't
write
do
that
him
down, write
dirty
that
like
down.
that.
Oh no, Blackwood. Write that down. Write that down.
That's a good one.
Well, Richard would have been at college by then, come to think of it. Huh.
He
Yeah.
would have.
Yeah,
Probably, yeah.
probably.
Oh, that's weird. It's
I
weird to
always
think
forget that he's I always forget that technically, when he first is like in the show, he's technically like a teenager. He's like 19, isn't he?
Yeah, and then like his
and then later
parents
on,
lived in Odyssey.
yeah, and then later when he comes back, when their whole Israelites thing is, you know what I mean? Later on, then he's like early 20s with the whole
Right.
jellyfish thing. But I always forget that, and so I always forget that he's like a teenager when he first shows up.
Really?
There was a flyer
Yes.
in our mailbox this morning, and some family around here lost their cat, and they're giving $1,000 reward.
Oh,
Find that cat.
Their cat.
Wait. There was a flyer in your mailbox.
Fire.
I heard fire in your
Fire.
mailbox, and then you started talking about this cat. I was like, those don't correlate whatsoever. Also, a fire in your mailbox?
But like Blackard would do that. He'd give $1,000 reward for Sasha if she went missing, right?
Sasha's a
He
fucking
would.
crime.
He would also set fire to somebody's mailbox, but like, anyways.
That's a federal. That's a felony.
No, he'd have Blackard.
He'd
He'd have
probably
Richard
get more
instead of
time for burning. Yes, so because mailboxes are they're federally protected. So like they're federal property. Like you might have to go buy your mailbox, but they
What?
kind of belong to you and the US government. It's a federal offense to like open someone else's mail. And like that mailbox is government property. So to like
Why is the
destroy a mailbox
What?
because
That's so
mail
odd.
is delivered by a federal service.
Well, yeah, but like
And-
but why is the container for the federal property?
Because the only people allowed to technically tamper with a mailbox, like even open it. So like them putting the flyer in our mailbox was technically like they could have been charged with tampering with the mailbox, but it belongs to the people who live there and the federal, like the government, and
that's
so you're
so,
not. So like
that's so odd.
yeah, messing with it is like a federal.
We
felony.
are talking about America.
Yeah,
Yes.
wait, like I'm looking this up in
wacky.
relation to Canada. Like, wait, hang on. The Canada Post.
We're close but very
Corporation Act.
different.
Sorry. Yeah. Oh yes. His Excellency, prove
His
interpretation.
Excellency. What?
What?
Well, the Governor General in Council, because Governor Generals are like, woo, Queen. You know. Do you guys know what a Governor General is?
No.
No.
We have two
Oh.
In
governors of
America,
the
you're
state.
talking
We have governors
Canada
and
America.
generals.
But they're
Wait.
very different.
Oh my gosh, I can teach you guys some Canadian history after all y'all teaching me American history for like months. So,
Yes.
since Canada is technically part of the Confederate, like the British, we're like underneath the British Confederacy, I think is the
Mhm.
word.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Oh,
So
don't
since
talk
the
about
Queen-
the Confederacy here.
What?
Sorry.
Oh, be quiet.
Continue.
No, but-
Not the
say
American
that
one.
next.
No, but like, so since Canada's technically under British rule, like we have our own stuff, but technically the Queen is still above the Prime Minister. But since the Queen can't be in every single British Confederacy in the world, each country has their own Governor General, which is the mouthpiece of the Queen. So any laws that have to be like written up or anything have to be signed off by the Governor General before they
Right.
become law. And obviously Abby knows this because she lives in Britain.
Yeah, I know that.
Never mind,
I
maybe.
know that.
I don't know. But yeah, so
Question.
the Governor General doesn't do anything but like sit around and like sign stuff. That's a lie, but yeah, anyways. Apartment building.
Well, nice to know.
Yep. Yes.
Yeah.
Please continue on with the episode because I didn't have any way to conclude that.
Oh, right. America. So,
Yeah. America.
That's very it
um,
sounded like that meme. It's like, oh no. Anyways.
America all the time.
I know that sounds like America all the time.
Oh no. Anyway.
Oh no. Anyway.
Honestly, though.
Okay, so what tells her and everyone listening about a man named Jameson Shoemaker? I'm reading the wiki at this point. His story ends in the territory of Texas during 1845. Territorial President Sam Houston. He was trying to find out if Texas was going to get statehood. They needed 36 congressional votes. Suddenly, a messenger bursts in to deliver the news. Texas has become a 28th state by a margin of 1 vote cast by Harrigan, a senator from Indiana. This leads to the next phase of the story, which happened 6 years earlier, where we find out that Madison Marsh decided to vote for Harrigan. And then we go to Jameson Shoemaker, who voted for Madison. He voted for Madison Marsh, and he was the last vote to decide that. So yep, everyone was decided by 1 vote. The end.
So welcome to this episode of
That's pretty much
Chaos,
the episode.
where we are a hot mess and we just read the wiki on the episode.
More moments later.
We've moved past reviewing the episode so far. There's not much to review.
Just go vote, people. I've
Just
done
go
it.
vote.
It's easy.
Yeah.
No.
It's as easy as chicken fried rice, you know?
Sure.
Chicken fried rice.
I'm hungry.
Never. Y'all want to hear my final? I only had 5 notes for this episode, but here, you want to hear them? Okay.
Yes.
Sure.
So I wrote, "Oh my gosh, this is when we start to see the idea. Connie start to accept the idea of Christianity."
True.
That's exciting.
Yeah. There was that line that they said where she's like, it amazes me how you can take any subject and relate it to God or the Bible. And he's like, thanks, I'll take it as a compliment.
I love that, especially because this is the album that she becomes a Christian. So, that was super awesome. Woo. And then my final one was hot take. I got really nothing out of this episode except for the fact that I relate with Connie. TBH. Don't at me, anyone that likes this episode, but I didn't really like it. It was the first time listening to it. I didn't really like it. But I also called it that Tom was going to be in it. Because before listening, I am like, oh, I bet Tom's going to be in it with politics and everything. And then he's like, oh, well, howdy, horse. And I'm like, ha, I called it.
It's not that I necessarily love this episode. It's just that I have all album 1. Album 3 was one of the only cassette albums I owned. And so I just listened to this album over and over and over again. And so you kind of grow to love the episodes, even if they're not that good.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Have a deep respect for them, even if they're not great.
It's definitely fair.
Yeah. Yeah.
Also,
go for it. Sorry.
Sorry. No, what's the moral of the story?
No, keep talking. It's okay.
Okay. I have in my notes, one of the last lines that Wit says in this episode is, "There's no rule, God." Hang on. I just had a stroke. There's no rule saying God can't be dramatic. And I was like, yeah, you know what? That's honestly fair.
That should be Odyssey's motto.
Honestly, though.
No one said God can't be dramatic.
We're all made in God's image, and wow, if we can't make drama, so naturally.
And
20 minutes later.
moral of the story for Adventures in Absurdity: go vote. Don't commit voting fraud or whatever. And
Please commit tax fraud.
For president.
Yes, me and Amy, me and Emma for president. I don't know where I got Amy from.
vote Matthew and Emma for president.
And vice versa.
Pokemon. Yeah, you know what I mean. Pokemon go to the polls. Tune in next week when we talk about For a Song, right?
For a song, yeah.
For a Song.
And
I'm
then
sad
the week
I'm
after
not gonna be
that, I won't be here. No, yeah, I will be here next week. I don't know.
I can't make it next week, so gush about Buck for me.
We will.
All right, cool.
I'll tap into my inner 16-year-old and gush about him.
Thank you, Jamie. Thanks for listening.
So that was a single vote.
Thank you for listening to this hot mess of an episode review. Please go vote. We don't support election fraud or voting fraud. What did you call it? Please don't vote. Vote for our spirits, not with our names, because that would get us both into legal trouble so deep we wouldn't be out of it until Biden's passed away. So,
oh no! Canada's trying to interfere with the election.
It's not the Russians this time. Surprise! It's actually us.
Okay, the idea of Canada interfering with an election is just hilarious to me for some reason.
So, disclaimer. We're also not affiliated with Focus on the Family, by the way. Please don't ever think that.
Today's episode was brought to you by Aram, the recording bot.
Where
We
chaos?
are chaos. Goodbye.